So hello, today we are going to learn about linear graph. Before you even start to do a quadratic graph or x cube graph or x4 graph, you need to learn the basic of how to do a linear graph. Linear graph in layman term is called a straight line graph. Straight line graph is simply having one equation. The equation that you need to know is this equation. Y equals to mx plus c. So I will asterisk this equation. Y is equals to mx plus c. Okay, a lot of students don't know why a straight line graph is y equals to mx plus c. Now I will explain to you every single term in y equals to mx plus c. Okay, m is basically your gradient. Okay, and c is your y-intercept. Easy? So what is gradient? The only thing you need to know about gradient is whether it's positive or negative. Okay, so I'll sketch out a random graph. Graph always has y and x axis, right? So I'll draw the y axis like this. Then I'll draw the x axis. Okay, simple. So now, if the gradient, the m is a positive value, means it's going upwards. So it's like this. This is a positive gradient and this is also a positive gradient. As long as it's going upwards, it's a positive gradient. So if it's a negative gradient, it's going the opposite direction, which is going down. Going down will look something like this. See, it's going down. Going down is a negative gradient. Okay, that's the first thing that you need to know. You only need to know whether it's a positive or negative gradient. Second thing that you need to know is the c. C is the y-intercept. So the value of c is all here. 1, 2, 3, 4. C is where the line cuts at the y-axis. Okay, that's why it's called a y-intercept. So the value here is the c. The value here is the c, here and here. Okay, y and x are the coordinates that you are going to put in when you want to get a straight line. Example, I give you a random equation. Let's say I have an equation of y equals to 2x plus 4. Say I have, hold on, y equals to 2x plus 4. Okay, so from this equation y equals to 2x plus 4, you know that the y-intercept here is 4. Y-intercept, okay, and this is the m. The gradient m is positive, right? So how do you sketch the graph? Exam will ask you to sketch the graph. When you sketch the graph, you must make sure that it is going upwards, like the green line here, and it must also cut at the point 4, which is the y-intercept. So I will draw the axis again, so that it looks neat and proper. Here. Here, okay. This is x, this is y. Okay, so now the y-intercept is 4. So straight up, you must put the point 4 here. Okay, and it's going backwards. It's going upwards, right? When it's going upwards, it's something like this. It cannot be like that. It must be something like that. So where? So it must be somewhere here. Okay, this is not drawn to scale. This is just getting the rough idea of how the graph must look like. If let's say they give you a table and you must fill in the table and get the actual value, you roughly know that it must look like this. Okay, it must cut at 4. If your graph doesn't cut at 4, it's wrong. Or it's going this direction. If it's going this direction, it's wrong. Or this direction, it's wrong. Or like this, it doesn't cut at 4, it cuts at 2 or 1 or whatever number that is not 4, it's wrong. Okay, so that is basically the rough idea of how a linear graph is. I will make a video on how do you plot a graph. In this linear graph, if you don't plot, you will never know how a straight line graph works.